The summer of 2023 has been littered with massive box office failures for Hollywood. Huge budgets, huge marketing budgets, over-the-top spending that results in disaster for these studios. Things like The Flash, things like Dial of Destiny, even things like Mission Impossible 7 lost hundreds of millions of dollars for these studios. Really, the only exception is Barbenheimer. Barbie and Oppenheimer both have had massive success, but even those weren't their traditional big $200 million budgets. You had $100 million for Oppenheimer, $150 million for Barbie. Those movies have been massively successful. There's no doubting that. But with the exception of those two movies, all around them lies disaster. But there was one movie that Hollywood didn't want to come out. There was a movie that didn't have the benefit of being promoted by the media, all these shills out there. There was one movie that had to overcome every single obstacle just to get released and then got smeared relentlessly by the woke media and the Hollywood elites, and that was Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom embarrassed most of these blockbuster Hollywood movies, passing The Flash, passing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, even Mission Impossible Part 7, along with many, many others. But another question still remained. Would it be able to do it overseas? Because after the huge success here in the United States, again, a $15 million production budget for this movie, effectively no marketing, just word of mouth from a fan base. Was that same thing going to work internationally? Well, of course, there were doubters. Of course, people said, we don't think that's going to happen. It's not going to have the same appeal overseas. There's no way that it's going to be successful overseas. Well, here we are, and here's these headlines. Sound of Freedom box office defies expectations outside of the United States. Sound of Freedom smashed box office expectations outside of its biggest market, the US, which comes as no surprise to its director. Quote, we were told we only have a 1% chance to be successful, but it was our audience that came out and defended the movie, and it's thanks to the audience that we survived the attacks from the critics, Alejandro Monteverde, who also wrote the screenplay, told Newsweek. The film about child sex trafficking became the surprise hit of the summer in the U.S., making $182.58 million, despite only having a budget of $15 million. Sound of Freedom also outperformed mega franchises, Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, and let's put The Flash in there too, to become the 10th highest grossing movie of 2023 so far. But whether Sound of Freedom could replicate its success at the international box office was another story. Box office expert and movie blogger Paul Ferrer told Newsweek in August he did not think its success would translate overseas. While Sound of Freedom is a huge success in the US, these films don't travel well outside the United States. I guess meaning something that has to do with faith. Obviously, Angel Studio has done a lot of faith-based films before. There is a little bit of that in Sound of Freedom, but I wouldn't say that the movie is a faith-based movie. The movie's about the horrors of child trafficking. Bottom line, that's it. Is there a line in there about God's children are not for sale? Yes. Is there parts of Jim Caviezel praying for guidance and things like that? Yes. But I don't think this is some movie that's like hammering you over the head with Christianity or anything like that. It's simply a movie that's supposed to reveal the horrors of child trafficking, especially for the children, but also for people that do that type of work and the kind of toll that it has on you. Well, Paul Ferrer, who made this prediction, I guess it's easy to say you're wrong. Sound of Freedom dominates with #1 spot in 18 Latin American countries. And that is one thing. As all these people are out there, remember the promotion for Blue Beetle? They thought, oh, people are going to love this in South America. People are going to love this in Latin America. Well, it turns out we actually have something that they want to go and support, and that's this movie, Sound of Freedom. The anti-trafficking drama Sound of Freedom is breaking geographical boundaries just as effectively as it assails the box office, with Angel Studios production now dominated in 18 Latin American countries. The Jim Caviezel-led film deals with the horrors of human trafficking, and that universal themes attracted nearly 2 million viewers from Mexico City to Caracas and more during the opening weekend. A press release from Angel Studios seen by The Wire sets out. The domestic box office performance on Sound of Freedom has been incredible, but some industry experts argued our film would not be able to translate this success overseas. We're grateful to our fans for proving them wrong and making us the #1 movie in Latin America. We're seeing packed theaters, standing ovations, widespread enthusiasm, and strong word of mouth from Buenos Aires to Mexico City to Bogota to Caracas, Lima, and beyond. We set a goal of 2 million advanced ticket sales, which took a full week to hit in the US. We saw that in just 4 days in Latin America. Now, what some of these final total numbers are going to be money-wise, we're probably going to have to wait till we see this weekend's box office, because those international numbers, the specifics, take a while to update sometimes. Either way you look at it, The Sound of Freedom, which was attacked relentlessly, and it's seen more big numbers at the box office. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments section below. I'm sure it's going to pass $200 million very, very soon for a movie with a $15 million budget. That is absolutely wild. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.